So should we go in and talk a little bit about what the steps are? You're a first-time buyer?
Yeah.
So how do you know you're
What's the
really,
first step?
really ready, Matt?
Well, I think the first step is you have to figure out if you have the financial wherewithal to make that jump. Have a stable job.
What's a stable job?
Great question. I'm not sure there is anything as such a stable job. I think it's just time in that profession, maybe.
Definitely it can be time in that profession.
Maybe the industry.
Yeah, I think so. And if you have a feeling that, you might get transferred or something like that.
That would not be stable.
Yeah, that would not be super stable. But
longevity, maybe in the house, how long you might be there.
Yeah, because, if you are going to be someplace for 6 months, probably not worth buying. I'd get some kind of a short-term rental. Yeah. If you're going to be there for 2 years, maybe I would buy then. It just depends on if it's the right property and if you can buy it right.
Well, I think we've talked about it before, too. I think it's important to consider that you're not paying rent. So even if you don't make any money on that sale of that house, maybe that's just a wash. You have the deductions of taxes and interest, so at least at this point in time.
Yeah, and if it's a wash and you're able to get into a property that's going to be joyful for you and your family. FIDO, so you can have a yard for your dog instead of being in some kind of an apartment building where maybe your neighbor likes to wake up and vacuum above your head at midnight. I think that might make it worth it, even if you just break even.
So what's the next step for finding your dream house?
Well, it's
or your first-time house, possibly your forever house.
When you're purchasing a home, you have to be aware that homes come with repairs. And Matt feels that I break a lot of things, but sometimes things just break a lot on their own.
They don't break on their own.
So in the middle of the night when the furnace goes out, that was me.
Yes. Not changing the filter.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Flame sensor is dirty.
Yeah, sometimes things just break, and those things cost money. So you have to be able to be like, hey, I can take care of those things. I'll have money to call people, or I have a relative that can help me with those. And if you're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with any of that, which, some people are just like, no way, no how do I want to deal with any of that. Having a landlord and renting is probably for you because you can just call up and be like, this is broken. But then you might wait for 2 months for them to fix it. So
I think there's also part of it, too, that as you become a homeowner, you learn to do some of those repairs, or learn to do some of that stuff because you don't want to spend the money and pay other people to do it.
And I guess you guys can say for sure not on this, but I feel like if you're kind of in a in-between spot where you maybe are ready to take on some things but not everything, maybe looking at a condo or somewhere where they might handle some repairs or some of the maintenance or different aspects, and you handle other things would be maybe somewhere to start as well.
Yeah, I think you'll still have the interior stuff you'll have to maintain, so you'll still have that kind of money you'll have to count for, but the exterior stuff would be covered by associations usually.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess you also have to create that wish list of what's important and what you need. I guess your needs and wants. Mm-hmm. So what you need and what you want. And that goes back to Jen's conversation about the dishwasher and garage and not having either.
It's like having 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, you need a garage, and then you start figuring out all of the extra benefits that you want to have to the property, like what it's close to, what amenities are.
Jen's requirement in the first one was Chinese in a grocery store.
I needed Chinese that would deliver. I grew up in the city, and I needed some kind of food that would deliver, and the only one that would deliver was Chinese. But
yeah.
I was 19,
was there a grocery store then?
There was a 24-hour grocery store in Jefferson.
Really?
That was like #winning, and that's probably why we ended up there.